Hey guys, Rosie here on Fridays. Um, and this week's topic is first reactions to one's partner being trans or coming out as trans, etc. That's my partner.
That was gross.
And I'm here. I've been here for like 5 days.
Well, since Monday.
Since Monday, and it's Friday.
Yeah.
So yes, this is my 5th day here. And yay. Okay. Let's see. So, the first question is, was my partner already trans, when I met him? Yes. Jack, had come out the summer before the fall that I met him. And so, I found out that he was trans through a mutual friend. I'd been introduced to him as Jack, but I didn't, know where that was, if he was just genderqueer and preferred a male name, whatever. So I asked our friend Jillian, we both worked in the scene shop at our school, so I asked our friend Jillian, who also worked there, kind of clandestinely, if Jack was like going through a full transition, if he went by male pronouns, etc. Yes, were the answers. So, I knew very early on, within a week of meeting Jack, that, in fact, he was trans.
Your hair looks dumb.
No, it doesn't.
It's so dumb.
It looks normal. Anyways, so,
Sorry. Toy would have hated that. Did you see your video on the distraction?
No.
Oh.
Anyways, okay, so I knew that Jack was trans for quite a while before I started dating him. And, I'm sorry. How did I take it when I found out that my partner was, well, he wasn't my partner. So, wasn't a big deal. At our school, it's not really a big deal. I was pretty used to it by then, it being my second year there. I considered myself very queer, and I was kind of coming into that identity, so the third question is actually, did it in any way change? Oh, no. Well, one of the questions is, did it affect my gender identity or my identity? And yes, actually it did. When we started dating, it did, because I had to come to terms with a lot of aspects of a trans identity, and through the process of learning how to come to terms with those, not just come to terms, but, really kind of accept them into my view of the world and of gender in general. It really kind of strengthened my personal feeling of queerness, and, yeah, so actually for me, it was really a positive change. When I found out that Jack was trans, actually, I was really attracted to him long before we started dating, and he was attracted to me too. So, it actually affected my feelings toward him positively, because I was really attracted to the very masculine aspects of him. He worked in a scene shop. He had a lot of authority in the shop. He was really physically strong. And he just had, really exuded pheromones, like a crazy person. Very male pheromones. So I was really attracted to that side of him, actually. I think I was attracted to it as a mixture of, as a trans identity. Because I'm not necessarily attracted to that aspect of biomen, but Jack I was. So when I found out that he was trans, that just, reinforced the attraction that I had.
I didn't know that.
To that energy.
Gross. Okay, alright.
Okay, so how I wanted to, I already explained how I knew. What advice do I have to people whose partners have recently come out as trans? I mean, having not gone through that process, while we were really emotionally involved, I can't say that I have a lot of personal insight into that, but I do know that my struggle initially with certain aspects of a trans identity, I mean, I think it gives me some idea of how it feels at a certain point, coming to terms with the fact that your partner is going to be embracing certain aspects of himself that before were either expressed but kind of hidden behind a dyke identity, or just, you know, repressed, depending on the situation. And I think that something that's really, really helpful is to make it very clear to your partner, no matter how long you've been dating, and how close you are, that you're going to need time to process this too. And part of that might be that your sexual relationship starts at a kind of more elementary, expression. You're going to need to learn, especially after your partner goes on trans, on T, especially after your partner goes on T, a lot of physical things are going to change. But also, the, coming out process, I think really, for a lot of guys, allows them to express certain things about their sexual identity and feelings that they haven't felt comfortable expressing before. They may start feeling a certain amount of dysphoria, or expressing the dysphoria that they felt about their genitals or their breasts. And so it's just really, really important to respect that. And it's also really important to respect your own feelings about that, because it really can affect your feeling about sex, about the sex in general. And definitely, I think it's totally natural after your partner goes on T, a lot of sex characteristics start changing, and it might take some getting used to. And you just really, really need to establish honesty about it, because it took some getting used to for me. I'm not going to lie.
She doesn't like it.
That is such a lie. And I think that it's also really important to keep in mind when the sex thing is in your head, that when things sort of even out and your partner's been on T for a while and his body's been changing in a way that he's much more comfortable with it, the sexual opportunities are huge. And pretty awesome. So, and then just in a general kind of anxiety about it, or anxiety about personality changes, or any of that.
Which existed for both of us.
Which really existed for both of us.
Yeah. Before I started testosterone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really fundamental to communicate about it. Not in a way like, I'm really scared that you're going to turn into a monster. It's important to be like, you are you. And I think it's really important to try to remember that you're in love with your partner. And they're still going to be your partner when they're on testosterone. Some things might change and take some getting used to. But they are still going to be your partner. They're not going to turn into a frat boy and, start abusing you. Yeah.
My hairy knee isn't fun.
Yeah, that's not my knee. That's Jack's knee, because he's a gorilla now.
Anyway.
Yeah, so we're out of time, totally. But good luck with everything, and I'll see you next week. Bye.